let's start recording it.
We're live?
now. We're live now.
It's only like 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Well, just so everybody knows, we were talking about the Joe Rogan stuff, and where I sit on it is I'm still a fan of Joe Rogan.
yeah,
And
as am I.
yeah, look, the compilation is probably fucking terrible. I didn't even watch it because I was already watching the show when all of these things were said. I've been listening for 8 or 9 years, and yeah, I remember when he would say it, but he's never calling anybody it, and he was using it to make a point. He never said anything like racist. He wasn't being racist. He was just saying the word. So I don't know. It's uncomfortable, but I think a lot of the backlash is definitely from people that aren't fans of the show. They don't listen to the show. Like, if you want to like cancel him and do all this stuff, like, my question is, have you ever listened to a full 3-hour conversation that he's had? No? Reconsider.
Yeah.
Listen with like a guest that you like the guest, or listen with somebody that you don't like the guest, and you'll probably find that he has a bunch of the same views that you do. So, I don't know. It's fucked up. Like, the misinformation stuff is like, dude, fuck off.
Yeah.
You people don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Did you see, though, what he did? I just saw he just released one to back-to-back. I haven't listened to him yet, but it was one like it's different views on global warming.
Okay.
And he did. I don't know if you saw it when he came out and watched like his 9-minute thing about all this stuff that's going on. He had one about saying the word, and the other one was about the misinformation.
Yeah.
And he's like, what I maybe should try to do is have one person on, with one view, and then immediately after have somebody on with an opposing view, so that we can get both ends.
And then he did that.
He just did that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm listening to the one where the guy is, and he's not even really skeptical of global warming. He's more just like, hey, we have a role in this. It's not as big as we think, but so, I mean, we'll see. That guy could be like bought. He used to work for BP and all that stuff. So who knows? I got to listen to that episode, and then I'll listen to the follow-up episode. But yeah, dude, like, perfect example. He said he was going to do something, and then he just fucking did it. So
do you think that, I don't know how much he made from Spotify, from joining Spotify. Do you feel like he's more censored now, or do you think it's not at all? Do you think there's any censorship going on?
I don't know. There could be. Honestly, it would be a guess for me to say, because, like, I don't know, but also, like, I don't know if it necessarily comes from Spotify too, because it could, but it could also just be the fact of being a bigger show now, and you have a lot more people that are aware of it. A lot more people are going to take clips of it. A lot more people are going to do that stuff. And so you do end up self-censoring as things get bigger. You reach more people. You get more feedback, more pushback, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it is cool to see. It is cool to see somebody like that who's been doing it for a long time. He's in his 50s. Like, he knows who he is. He's like set in his ways and navigating through this stuff. Like, that is actually pretty cool to see, because a lot of people just fold, right? Like, a lot of people cave, a lot of people give in to different pressures.
Oops, sorry, I'm gonna take my show off. Do this,
and he's not doing that, but he's also not going like the other alternative, which is like, hey, fuck all you people. Like, no, it's actually really cool to watch him navigate through this stuff. Like, I'm actually learning a lot about how to handle a situation like this.
The way that he's diffusing all this, and his communication skills are fantastic. You're right.
Yeah.
Watching his stuff and the way that he's navigating through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot to learn from it.
That's kind of what I'm taking away from all this stuff is like, look, I've been a fan for a long time. I'm not going to just bail now because a bunch of people are like, he should be removed. Like, dude, no. Like, fuck no. That's stupid.
No, man.
It's stupid. Like, look, if you don't like what somebody says on a podcast, don't listen to it. If somebody's coming out and is like, yo, we got to kill all these fucking people because the Third Reich is like, what? And you're just like, okay. Even still, I'm kind of like, I think they should be allowed to talk about it, even though I don't agree with it, because when you silence people, more fucked up things happen than when you don't. But also, like, that's dicey. Like, I don't know what to say about that, because if I was Spotify and some guy is like on my platform spouting Third Reich shit, I'd be like, yo,
Hey,
you're
dude.
fucking gone.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's a private company, so I think they should be able to do that.
Did you see that Rumble was going to pay him $100 million to leave Spotify?
That's what they say, but
$100 million of reasons was the letter.
oh,
Yeah, somebody posted the the actual like email from Rumble.
oh, really?
Yeah, and it said, Joe Rogan, we'd like to offer you, a spot on our show, and we have 100 million reasons to ask you why, or to tell you why.
Yeah, but also, like, part of this too is, I could be wrong about this because I don't know the guy, and it's possible that I'm wrong here. But like, I don't think it's all about money either.
At this point, it can be. I mean, dude, he's got to be set up with his Fear Factor stuff, his UFC stuff, this podcast. I mean, he's got to be doing okay. I know he's got a collection of nice cars and watches, and all kinds of different stuff, and I'm sure he's set up, dude.
I don't know. That's where I stand on it. I'm still a Joe Rogan fan. I understand why some people are mad. If you look at it out of context, like, look, if you look at a lot of this stuff and you're mad and it's for something that you think is reasonable, my recommendation would be go listen to a few episodes and think for yourself. Make up your own mind, because I can almost guarantee if you're upset about misinformation or something along those lines, there's a decent chance you agree with him about 80 to 90% of things that aren't just in the clip that you saw on Instagram and now he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so free, I'm so open-minded, all these things. Well, then, like, go make up your own mind. Like, go listen for yourself. So that's kind of what I think in terms of, like, canceling him. No. And I don't think Spotify is going to do it. I could be wrong.
I think Spotify is standing behind him completely.
Yeah.
From what I saw.
Yeah. So it's cool. I don't know. That's my
I agree
thought.
with you. I think he said some dumb shit. He owned up to it. Said he's not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Move on, and
Yeah.
I'm with you, buddy.
So I've unsubscribed from the Joe Rogan podcast, and we fucking hate him now.
Dude, that's what happens when you get a few people that agree on something, and then on maybe misinformation, and they jump in, and then, like, you watch that Instagram clip that I sent you about
Which
the
one?
guy talking about peer reviews and science?
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of looped that back into that
Yeah.
because the guy's like, people think that this is kind of
Yeah. Explain what the video was.
Yeah, so this I don't know, I can't remember who it was. He must be a big time sciencey guy. He's telling somebody,
Yay, big time science guy.
He's a sciencey guy. He's telling another gentleman, they're like walking through a safari or something in the woods. Looks like an Australian outback. And he's telling him that, people are very confused now, and it's really gonna hurt us in the long run, because people think, like, say that a scientist goes to publish a paper and people review it. It's a peer-reviewed paper. So he's like, great. The peers that are reviewing it are people that agree with him, and then it gets published. He's like, which is the worst thing you can do, because you have nobody that thinks that you're wrong about it. So it's like just a bunch of people that agree on something, they put it out, yep, this is right. And then anybody that disagrees with it says that, no, this isn't right.
Yeah.
So you never get that opposing view, which sometimes, like with group think, sometimes that could be the right theory or whatever. But a lot of the times he's like, that's not science. He's like, that's academia. He's like, that's people are reading papers and agreeing that, yes, this could be a theory, not necessarily going through the scientific process and, being realistic or using that to figure out if something could be true or not.
Well, kind of what I took away from it was, like, I took away a different piece of it. So I took away the aspect of, I don't know what you call it, like first principles or like first senses, like whatever your first perceptions are, things like that, like how you directly interface with the world.
Yeah.
Right. So if what I took from him, what he was saying was, hey, all these like students come out of college, and I'm trying to get them to look at the natural world and be, observing things. Hey, let's observe. Let's see what happens. Let's watch. And they're not interested in it because, no, we already already studied that. We already know this. Like, I read a paper on this, or I wrote a paper, or I read a peer-reviewed thing on it. So like the science is already done. And his point was like, well, what difference does it make if the science is done if when you're standing here where the science is happening, like you're not interested in what's happening in the real world. You're interested in what's happening in this, like in these theoretical papers. And that's kind of what I took from it.
Yeah.
Is
it's a good outlook.
I think you see it in a lot of places, and maybe it's just like the natural way of the world. It's like the world's way of like keeping things balanced or balanced a certain way. I don't fucking know. But like you even see it in business. Like a lot of skilled business people will talk about all the time. Like, yeah, these kids come out of college, or these people have MBAs. And when you look at the leadership of companies, you can see which companies are run by people with MBAs and which companies are run by people that have started their own businesses. Because one group thinks in theories and all these things, and then when it comes down to doing the actual business, it's like not really interested in that. And then the other group is like doing this business shit, and they might look like fucking idiots all the time, but when you dig into it, like they understand the business, like they're doing all these things. They're not mutually exclusive, but it is that thing. If you just come from academia and that's all you know, then that's all you know. That's your outlook.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
So I think that's what that guy's talking about. So I guess it's not only in science.
Yeah, dude, it's like putting VR goggles on and then like watching yourself walk through a forest, or actually going out there and walk through the forest. Like you're gonna have a different experience. Yeah, or working with your hands with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you could watch all these videos on how to run a business, but dude, when you actually get in there and get in the grid of it all, then it's a lot different.
Yeah, it's fucking wonky.
Yeah,
it's real wonky.
No,
this stuff, dude. This stuff it's all over the place. I think I probably said this 30 times, but I think we have like 4 people to listen, so whatever.
It is what it is. Hey, Rogan has that too. People posted him saying like the same thing a bunch of times.
Yeah,
you seen that? I don't know what it was that he was saying, but it's cool.
He's got what?
You ever tried DMT or whatever it is?
Allegedly.
That's right, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm learning that big time with this. So, I guess you want to talk about the stuff that I've been doing and working on with the business stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I've been putting all this together with like this new podcast thing. So, when we started this, it was like, hey, I'm going to do a podcast production company. I have a customer and I need to learn how to do it. And you're like, dude, let's do a fucking podcast. I'm like, all right, sweet. Let's make it as legit as possible. I'm going to get this as close to the Joe Rogan experience as I can. Hence the mics, the stands, the same.
He does
have
different stands now, though.
He does, and we actually I have those stands in a box. I got a different one, and then I was showing my dad. I'm like, hey, look at these. He's like, oh, get those red ones. I was like, all right, yeah, all right, cool. So I got the same ones, but going through this, it is a weird evolution because you assume that things are going to be what they are, like what you think they're going to be, right? Going through, yeah, people are going to want this. I'll be able to charge X amount. Then you put it out there and nope, they don't want that. All right, well, let me try something else. And you find one person that's like, hey, I want this. You're like, all right, cool, I can do that. Go through, set this stuff up. Hey, maybe there's other people that want this too. Reasonable. But it turns out it's way hard to sell the same thing unless the person has that vision. And most people don't have that vision around podcasts for businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, not yet.
No. And then so putting together another thing of like, well, I could do something even bigger scale, and realizing that sales process is even a longer thing, and you're dealing with internal compliance and all this shit. So that's how I landed on this. And kind of what got me thinking about this idea of starting a business podcast that I interview local people is I would go tell people I have a podcast production company, right? And I would say, yeah, I have a podcast production company. That's what I do. I started a few months ago. And then everybody's first question would be, oh, how's the podcast going? And I was like, it's good, but I have a personal podcast. It's separate. It's for me and my
pretty
buddy.
much unrelated to the actual business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when they would ask me that, I would be like thinking like about downloads and stuff like that. Like, oh, like, you just think
That
about
people aren't watching or,
Yeah. You start thinking of like, well, are they going to now check like the views on YouTube and like all these things?
You have no views.
And so I met this guy and I was talking to him about, getting referrals in Naples and all that kind of stuff. And the next day he texts me, he's like, hey, do you charge to be on your podcast? And I was like, no, I charge by producing podcasts for other people, blah, blah, blah. But, and then I stopped like thinking about it. Like, dude, what if I charge people to be on a podcast? Not because like, oh, it's so great, you got to pay me. It's like, but what if I can offer my services via a podcast that you pay for, and then you get all the content that I'm trying to make for people anyway, and then it goes out to an audience. So it's basically like,
I mean, dude, what you're planning on doing is creating a lot of content for a very minimal dollar amount.
Yeah.
In the scheme of like advertising and marketing yourself, it's a great idea.
Yeah. And so it and the weird and it's like still a continual thing, because I take the idea, I put it out, and I got to give credit to this guy Travis Brown from Poddex.
Yeah,
so,
Poddex guy.
Yeah. So him and another guy, Dan Thomas, they started something called Social Boom, and it's basically to teach you how to use Instagram and grow your followings and all that stuff like that. So I went to this like 3-day boot camp thing that they had. I missed the first day because I didn't fucking sign up, like fucking idiot. But I went to the second day, and they said something like, all right, take an idea, put a thought out there on Instagram, on one of these things. Just say, hey, I'm thinking about X, looking for some feedback. However they structured it, right? So I put that out there. I said, I'm thinking about starting a podcast where I interview Southwest Florida business owners. Let me know if you'd be interested. And I got a bunch of people that responded really fast. What kind of took people by surprise when I would talk to them is the pricing thing, because I started talking to them about what the product is that I was actually selling, right? Come on the show. I'll interview you about your business, but you get the full content. It's a 30-minute episode video. You get the full thing. You could use it however you want. It's yours. And then I'll give you clips for social media, and then I'll put it out on this podcast, but the podcast doesn't exist yet. I'm just thinking about it. And so people are like, okay, like I can wrap my head around it. $500 right now seems fair. Like, okay, cool. Let me think about it. And I lost everybody on the think about it. I lost like 7 people on the think about it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And then you came up with an even better idea.
Well, I talked to my brother, and he's like, look, you should probably do a couple of these for free for people so you can have stuff to show other people what you're doing, because people don't understand ideas or concept. Like, they understand them, but it's hard to sell something like that. So he's like, do a few of these, put them together, get it out there, and then go back and like start selling this stuff. And so that kind of changed, and that's the shift of where I'm at now. And I just booked, I don't know, I've got like 5 or 6 interviews lined up for the next week and a half.
Great.
Yeah. So I'll do that, throw that shit on a website, put this podcast out, and then I just put like a trailer thing out, kind of like the one episode you did of Pillars of Virtue.
No, what are you talking about?
That podcast
no,
that you started?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So for that, it's just like that's kind of the strategy right now. So if I do that, I can actually get people to subscribe to that YouTube channel, all that shit. So when it goes out on March 24th, 2022.
Let's go.
March 24th, 2022. Then I could already have like followers, subscribers, all that shit, and then go out to advertisers and be like, look, before this is even launched, I got X amount, blah, blah, blah. It'll make the sales process easy, and then I could charge more too.
Which
so
makes
if any you skipped on those low prices, You fucked up.
Too bad. Which makes sense because even when we started doing this and you're like, all right, I'm going to start having some people on, then it's easier for people to go and watch an episode and like know what they're getting themselves into. If not, they're like, what are these morons going to ask me about? What are they going to talk about? Are they going to bring up my dark past? Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense that all they got to do is click and watch. They're like, oh, hell yeah, dude. I'll do a 30-minute interview for this. I'm like, it's a great idea.
Yeah. And it's 30 minutes.
Yeah. And what's cool too is this is like kind of the compound effect in your thought process because it's been, 6 months now?
Yeah.
So it's been like 6 months and it was like, all the stuff was like happening. It'd be like, oh, you had another idea like 2 weeks. Like, it'd be like 2 weeks you had an idea, another 2 weeks you had an idea. Then it's like, whatever, 13 days, then 12 days, and it's like 10 days. And now like every time I talk to you, it's like every like 3 days, you're like, oh, and also this. Oh, and also this. And I'm like, yeah, dude, hell yeah, dude. And it's like now that's what I'm saying. Like now it's rolling because you're just like compounding all this stuff together, and it's finally rolling into something that is an actual business that's actually can put value in other people's companies.
Yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right. I'm always right.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does roll along. It is crazy how much, pretty much to unwind everything I just said, but like how often you're like, fuck, man, this isn't going to work. Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Eventually it will. And I think you hit the gold mine.
Yeah.
Not with like the money part of it, but with actually like getting customers, getting the clientele base and all that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a pretty good following.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Would you like to subscribe to my podcast? It's called the Southwest Florida Business Podcast.
I would love to. I think I already did. Oh, your Instagram page, I did.
The Instagram page, yeah. So this social boom thing is actually pretty cool. Like it's teaching me a bunch of stuff, and I'm putting out content.
What is it?
It's called Social Boom. So it's teaching me a lot about what you can put out, like the way to structure it, how to give value to people. I'm not even through like the initial 10-day crash course kind of thing, but it did teach me some stuff. So like that marketing thing that I put out that you were like, dude, this is fucking cool.
Yeah, with your picture on and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With those things. So basically what I'm doing is I make a PDF of that so that way I can send that out on LinkedIn.
I'm going to pull this up.
And then on Instagram, as you're pulling it up now, I'm putting it out as two things. Those like slides. So it's like multiple pictures to explain what's on that one PDF in like a multi-slide thing. And then also I'll do a reel about it as well.
Yeah, dude, this is sick.
Thanks.
Even like this one. I have no time to start a business podcast. Try being a guest on other podcasts first. Yeah, dude, this is great.
Thanks.
Yeah. The whole thing.
Yeah.
What is that, like a template or something you were using, or did you create all that and like throw it onto like a?
I'm sure I started with some sort. No, I don't know. I may have started with some sort of template, but basically, so the process that I started doing with this, and this actually helped because this stuff fucks with my head in terms of the design stuff. Then I get really focused on like,
Everything's got to be perfect and
everything's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
So like I started off, just go on Canva, type out like the main outline of what I'm trying to do. Here's the main point. Here's like the sub points. Here's like the sub points. Let me type out the things I'm trying to say, and then let me like format the top thing and put that picture in and like make it look cool. All right, how much space do I have left? What's the deal? All right, let me just arrange this stuff. All right, this is not going to fit. I got to like cut this and make this more efficient wording so I can say the same thing in 12 words instead of fucking 30 words, whatever it might be. And so just like kind of like shape it that way and then save it there, throw it on LinkedIn for like a PDF downloadable kind of format. So that's like a little bit more professional kind of. And then Canva is fucking sweet, dude. I like Canva a lot.
Yeah, you told me.
And then throw it into like a resize. The cool thing about Canva is you can hit resize and then it'll take it from whatever your thing is and then change it to like an Instagram story or Instagram post or whatever size that you want. It keeps everything like in the same place and just like shrinks it or like moves it.
Out of all sponsors, Canva should be your sponsor. You use that all the time.
I use Canva like probably for, I don't know, 2 hours a day.
Damn.
Yeah. I like
Canva.
Say it one more time. Hold on.
Yo, Canva. Give your boy some airtime. I don't know. Come sponsor us.
That's right. So, I don't know. I like it. It's coming along, and this social boom thing is cool because it's kind of teaching me to do these certain things, give me like a guidepost, and then I can schedule out things that I should be doing.
Yeah.
And I can stay on top of it and everything.
That type of stuff. Are you seeing that you're doing it quicker now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of like am templatizing stuff, so I'm moving that along faster. So
you just got to pop in what you need to say and pretty much all the backgrounds and everything around there.
Yeah, for the most part. Nice. So now it's taking me, I don't know, like I did one today where I repurposed the most recent one. I kind of just took the other one that I did, changed it up, and that one took me maybe like less than 10 minutes to do, whereas the other ones took me like an hour, 45 minutes, half hour.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I just looked at, wasn't it?
No, you might have looked at one of the first ones. So I just put up a new one today. That's the no time. Oh, you did just look at the no time.
That's what I just read.
Sorry.
Dude. Yeah, but this, I mean, it makes sense. And it's quick. It's easy. It's people can flip a couple times and they understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it's cool because it kind of makes you look at like those functions like save, the tag, heart, like, all that kind of stuff. Put stuff in your story, think it through that way. You know, one cool thing that they talk about is like when somebody comments on something, like don't just heart it and move on. It's like comment back to it, and then the next day you can go in and hit the like button on the comment. So you commented, you responded, and then you like their comment again. So it's just a refresher
for them to look back into and be like, oh, I forgot about this. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like kind of keeps you top of mind. It's
That's smart.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like cool little tips like that. And if you watch their videos, they're both really good at it. And they put out useful stuff, and like the reels, like the way they end it is it's actually pretty cool. So like you do a reel, you make a point, and then the very last thing you say is like, and that's how you do X. Because it starts over.
Yeah, I've been seeing that actually on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I've been wondering, I'm like, whoa, did they do this on purpose? And then I realized that it had to be on purpose because I was seeing too many videos where it just keeps looping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and
cool.
That's how you do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I think it's going to be good. It's like a 12-week course, but the nice thing is it's $37 a month.
Yeah.
That's not bad for all the shit that they're offering versus the other one that I was looking at that was like, if I signed up on the phone, it was only $6,000 versus signing up later, it would be $8,000, which what they were offering, I don't think is an unfair price, but that's fucking steep for what I'm doing right now and trying to grow this shit. And like,
information costs money.
It does.
I mean, those aren't Grant Cardone prices, but
what are Grant Cardone prices?
Dude, I think he charges like $100,000 for like 4 hours of conversation with him.
Really?
I might be wrong, but it's got to be up there.
This is not a knock on Grant Cardone because I've heard him talk and like he's kind of gruff. He seems like kind of like maybe an asshole, but he's like pretty smart.
He knows what he's doing. He's got all this property. I'm just saying.
But I gotta say, if you're somebody that spends $100,000 to talk to anybody for 4 hours, you're probably not as good at business or whatever it is as you think. You're either coming in there from a power position and $100,000 is a fucking write-off, so you can make $500 million. That's fine. But if you go pay Grant Cardone $100,000 to like pick his brain for 4 hours, man, that is a waste of money. You could literally hire a full-time person for a year that's like got some serious skills.
Yeah, this is, and I think I started watching YouTube, and that's where I saw it because the guy's like, oh, it's just Alex is this guy's name, Hormel. I've been watching a lot of his stuff. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
Is he's like I'm like a billionaire?
He's got a big mustache, like Jack guy.
No, okay.
He's got a bunch of stuff. He's like up and coming right now, and he's actually got pretty cool information. And he's like, he made like $45 million by the time he was like 25 or something, one of those guys.
Yeah.
But it's out of all those guys, like some of that stuff drives me nuts, but he actually like will sit like and give good information about all kinds of different stuff.
Really?
And he was like, I spent $100,000 to talk to Grant Cardone in 4 different conversations, and I'm going to tell you what I learned so you don't have to spend $100,000 with Grant Cardone. And he like gives it word for word.
Well, that's a different approach.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah, dude, that's that. Yeah.
Although I think that's a fucking crazy way to spend $100,000.
Yeah.
If you've got a plan after that, and that $100,000 is going to somehow lead to you, like I said, making a shitload more money from an alternate route.
But that just YouTube of him doing that alone has got to be racking up millions of views, which I don't know what views, turns to in as far as like the dollar amount.
I mean, long term, millions of views long term, if you have a strategy, equals hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Like if you have a strategy behind some of this stuff and you get millions of views, like you're going to be making money. Yeah. Especially if it's like videos are getting millions of views, not just, oh, hey, this one video got millions of views. If it's multiple, like you're going to be all right. You're going to figure it out.
And he like starts all his videos too, where he's like, my name's Alex so-and-so. And he's like, I have this much money and I have nothing to sell you. Like I don't know what his business is. I haven't watched like that in depth of what he does to make all this money. But he does something where he doesn't actually sell anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he just sells like children on the black market or something.
Well, that would be selling.
I have nothing to sell you, listener. Yeah. I sell children to very powerful
Underground. Yeah, I'll send you some links.
Dude, can you tell us the story of what happened to your wife's friends with the Uber ride?
You might know it better than I do. I heard this in passing, so allegedly there was so I guess they came home, got an Uber home, nothing strange about it. After drinking for a while for somebody's birthday, and they went they got home to their friend's house, and the person whose house it was, everybody has Ring doorbells now in these communities, and the doorbell kept on going off. So the guy was like, "Oh, probably, what do they do? What are they doing home?
Yeah,
or why do they keep walking in and out?" And then the next morning, they started looking at the cameras, and they're like, "Why were you guys going in and out?"
So like, the Airbnb owner was like, "Hey, what's
yeah? Why were you guys going in and out?" And they're like, "We weren't. We came home at this time, early in the morning, whatever, past midnight, and we came in and went to bed." Well, they looked back at the cameras, and there was a dude, that had kid come up, and he was like walking around the windows after it was the Uber driver after he dropped him off, and he was looking through the windows, and then he was sexually pleasuring himself, I guess, to say it in a nice way. And then they were like, "Holy shit, this is crazy! Like, it's like a nice community. This is nuts." And so they called, Uber the next day, and they're like, "Yo, like, what is this? Who are you guys hiring?" Called the cops. The cops came. They were with these people like the whole day, and they went later that night and arrested the dude at like 11 o'clock at night at his house.
Whoa.
Yeah. Creepo.
So next time that you plan to jack off in front of somebody's house or outside their house, just check to make sure they don't have a Ring doorbell.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he's like, I guess he was looking in. And that's probably like the brief overview of the story, because this thing happened. It was like a full day. It was like they were pretty upset about it, which I understand. It's very, very weird. But
yeah.
Those things happen. Be safe. Lock your doors. Close your windows and your blinds.
Hide your kids.
Hide your wives. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Because they raping everybody out here.
Yeah, I'm raping everybody. Yeah. That's the story.
Shit. That's exactly all the information that I know, too.
Yeah, I heard.
Dude, that's wild. Back when I drove Uber, I barely jacked off outside of people's house. Like 3 or 4 times. That's it.
Like, here's the thing, man. If you're gonna do something like that, your picture, you're going, like, you see the Uber driver's picture, you see all their information, you know who they are, you know who dropped you off, and if you were that drunk and you didn't know, all you got to do is just check your ride home from the night before.
Trip erase.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, here's so and so. This is the person that was.
Oh yeah, oddly enough, when we looked at his profile picture, he was jacking off in this picture as well. So we should have actually seen this before.
Wow, we should have caught him before. Yeah, so.
Well, he kind of looks like a woman in this picture, so we didn't even think that this was going to be possible.
It was weird. He had long hair, a wig with a mustache. We knew it was a wig, but we just kept rolling with it.
We weren't sure if it was Dennis or Denise.
We need drivers very bad.
The pandemic has hit Uber hard.
Yeah, true story, dude.
It's hit us hard.
Very hard.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Just looking at like, but plus like the behavior to go jack off like outside somebody's house. Like, I don't know what that is. Is that desperation? Is that like,
dude, you gotta have like a
evil
problem, dude. I don't know. It's something, a mixture of all that stuff. It's like, it's funny, but it's not funny. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, dude, because I
would be like, imagine like you're laying in bed at home, right? And you're like, you look checking your ring camera, you see this guy out there. I'd be flying out of bed, dude, and I'd be whooping ass outside. Could you imagine that? Like, you wouldn't believe it. You're like, I'm having a dream right now. This has got to be a dream.
There's not a man on my ring app jerking off in front of my house. Like, what does that look like? Like, what does that look like? Like somebody is just like, like
I would love to see that recording.
You trying to look at that guy's dick?
No.
I think you're trying to look at his dick.
No, I'm just saying it's got to be pretty funny.
It would be kind of like, yeah. I don't know.
Like, what if this dude had a family and like the cops are showing up at 11 o'clock and he's at home and his wife's like, why are you getting arrested? I don't want to tell you.
Ah, man, classic case of mistaken identity. No, sir, this is you. You dropped these girls off. This is you on the camera.
You said your name on the camera also.
You know, the government hacks into a lot of people's phones. This could be just a psyop type thing. Classic mix-up.
Yeah, no, it legit happened.
Yeah. So
you got any good stories like that?
Yeah, there's one time the other night I dropped these girls off at their house when I was driving.
Shut up. Very similar story, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was outside these girls' window, and I wasn't sure if it was on Airbnb or not. It seemed like a very nice neighborhood. And then the cop showed up to my house the next day.
I just can't. The whole thing is messed up. Yeah, I was like the last one to know about it.
Really?
Yeah, they told me. I was like, it's messed up.
Oh, my God. What else you want to talk about?
Did you read that little article I sent you?
No, what was it about?
Dude, but you can't pull it up on your computer. This gives me the heebie-jeebies, man. Not like this whole thing, but the picture. So this is an article by futurism.com. It says, here's how 20 years of office work will disfigure the human body. And so it's like this artist came into this office, it looks like, and they made this sculpture, very lifelike sculpture of this woman. Her name is Emma. And
what the fuck?
And that's what it's like. See what I'm saying, dude? Yeah. I just same thing. Like, want to sit up straight, dude. You want to stand. You want to start like running miles and miles.
Emma doesn't look so great,
dude. Bro. Okay, it's from like you're staring at your computer. Your back is all hunched. So here's what it says. Okay. Yeah, Emma doesn't look so great.
Go ahead.
Her legs are puffy and covered in varicose veins. Her eyes are flat and dead. And her back looks like she spends her days ringing the bell at Notre Dame Cathedral. It's harsh but true. Emma is a life-size doll depicting the average office worker in the United Kingdom could look like in 20 years if changes aren't made to the workplace environment.
Emma, your back's so fucked up.
So that's what they're saying. Yeah, so it's just this very creepy sculpture of what
suffer from sore eyes, sore backs, headache, sickly, stress-related eczema, shake up this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so it's like if you, so anyway, I saw this dude and I just wanted to start just running, like just get up, sit up and just, do something.
Yeah. I mean, so I didn't hook up the computer to the screen on this episode, but this is an article on futurism.com by Kristen Hauser, and it's called "Here's How 20 Years of Office Work Will Disfigure the Human Body." So, I don't know. This seems a little excessive, but there are also people that kind of
think so.
Look like that.
I don't think that's excessive at all. I think because, dude, and if you believe that, someone...
Is this a robot that they made?
Maybe. I know. I think they made like a sculpture. It's like a...
Oh, it's a sculpture.
But, dude, you think about like how evolution has played out in our existence as humans. Dude, the human jaw used to be huge.
This is kind of funny looking, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got cankles.
But think about this, dude.
Zip up your back. Zip up your sweater, Emma.
Think about this, though.
Oh, she's got these fucking gross veins and shit.
Turn it. Let me see it.
Oh, she got these bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, dude, I don't like it at all.
No? Oh, they're trimming her little hair.
Like she's got a bunch of hair in her nose and her ears.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy looking. Actually, this is actually a very well done statue. It's just very creepy.
It's like her wrists are like bigger than her. Her wrists are bigger than her upper arms are. Dude, I would get no work done staring at that thing.
Yeah,
all
what
day
the
long.
fuck? Who would do this to these people that are working there? Let's just put this creepy ass.
Can someone get Emma out of here?
Can someone get Emma out of here?
I have customers coming in today. But here,
yeah, I was gonna sign that multi-million-dollar deal, but I came in and these people had this fucked up sculpture in there.
So here's what I'm saying, though. This is why I don't think this is that far-fetched. Say in 100 years, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people that look like Emma.
I guess this is not that far-fetched.
Because, think about it, dude. This is what I'm thinking of. The human jaw, like the Neanderthals, even like a few hundred years ago, the jaw was a lot bigger and the mouth was bigger, and that's why we have wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
I think. Is because, we used to be like carnivores and eat a lot of like thick meat and really dense dense things.
So we got to get back to chewing on bark and shit.
Yeah, like real dense stuff. So that's why your mouth is bigger for that. Well, over time, now we have these little mouths because we're eating cheeseburgers and hot dogs. You know what I mean? Very soft foods.
Cheeseburgers are big food, though.
But they're soft food compared to
a bark.
Raw bear. Yeah, compared to tree bark. And
I used to swing down from a tree, bite a bear right on the fucking head.
Just chewing bear skulls.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to jump out of a tree and fucking bite a bear right on the head.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
dude, I had a dream last night that my grandma had like a pet tiger, and it wasn't like a full-size tiger, right? It was like a small tiger. I don't know, 60 pounds, 70 pounds. So like,
that's a pretty big tiger. So
big animal.
A tiger is what? It's like 200-300 pounds.
It's very big.
Yeah.
And this was like a small version of that, but not a small animal. And it liked my grandma, and it also liked the other two people that were with us. I don't know who they were. I can't remember. But this tiger liked to kind of like almost attack me. Like, you know how like cats will kind of bite at you, but like not really like clamp, but they'll like get their teeth around your like fucking ankle or something.
And then sometimes they just freak out, then they do bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is a tiger that's that big that's doing this to me constantly while I'm going around with my grandma trying to like help her run errands or something like that.
And it's a pet tiger, or it's just a tiger that's following you?
It's kind of like a pet tiger, but yeah, I guess it's a pet tiger because like the way that I would like make friends with it and get it to stop fucking with me is by giving it like big chunks of meat, like big hunks of meat.
So you're just carrying chunks of meat around shopping with Grammy.
Yeah. Well, this fucking thing is like kind of like biting at my legs and shit.
Dude, maybe what does it mean?
I don't know.
Dreams are supposed to mean something.
Dude, I'm reading this Carl Jung book. So I'm reading this book. It's called The Psychology of Dreams, but it's I'm reading it when I'm feeding Lana in the middle of the night. So when I'm bottle feeding her in the middle of the night when she wakes up, then I'm reading like some of this book. And what it turns out for like the 100 pages so far that I've read is like there's not necessarily direct like, okay, this dream does exactly mean this. Like there's like archetypes of dreams and things that are kind of like human wide kind of recurring things, however they show up. But in order to like really understand the true meaning of what it means for that person, like you kind of have to go through multiple therapy sessions, like break it down, understand who they are, what they're going through, how they feel about certain things. And then also is interesting as the psychologist, he's like, you have to know about a wide variety of things, like especially archetypal things like religious symbols, all these kinds of things that are human wide that can allow you to relate to this particular person, relate their experience to the bigger picture, and then also like use lessons from that to solve this person's particular thing. And the things that he comes up with, you would never really like guess on first look.
This is just his theories, though, right? Are these like accepted by other psychologists and stuff? Or
I think so. I mean, it's all. I mean, really, when it comes down to a lot of the stuff, a lot of it is all theories. Like, it's really hard to pinpoint exactly what somebody's thinking or how they got to those thoughts. But like now we have CT scans and like all that kind of stuff to monitor people's like MRIs while like people think about certain things, what part of the brain it activates. Like you can kind of guess that stuff now using that. It's almost like more of a validation or a cancellation of theories, I think. I'm making this up, but
I can tell.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But here, all right. So just with me not knowing really anything about dreams, dude, there's three things that kind of like, I think that just mind blow me. Dreams are one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Outer space, the infinite amount of space, and like time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, dreams they're up there with all that stuff. But yeah, it's like, okay, so you have this tiger that's like biting at your leg. So I would just assume it's like, off the top of my head, you're walking around with your grandma, somebody that you love, that's dear to you. You're helping her, doing things with her, and you have like this meat that you can feed the tiger, and the tiger's holding you back from something, or it's like nagging at you to keep doing this, and you keep on feeding the tiger just enough so it's not like fully attacking you and dragging you down. So it's like, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, that one. But maybe we know that because...
So what's the conclusion?
I just told you. So there's something there. I guess I'll repeat what I just said.
Okay. You just laid out the...
Okay. So that's it. Now you have to figure out, I don't know what in your life would be. Maybe something with your family, something with your job, your new business. It's probably... I don't know.
What's your guess?
My guess?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd probably say it's like you're starting this new business and something with that, something that, you know what I mean? It's like maybe something that you keep putting off and you're just feeding it just enough.
Could be.
I don't know.
I think maybe it's the underlying like subconscious acknowledgement that I've just been a racist this whole time listening to Joe Rogan.
That's definitely what it means.
Yeah, I think. Well, plus like we watched The Hangover a few days ago, so there is the tiger in that movie.
So the dream doesn't mean anything. You just saw a tiger.
It could be. I don't know what it means. Could mean that I got to join Antifa now.
Well, this will be the last episode of Cheine On with Matt.
We're changing it from Cheine On to Cheine Only.
Dude, this stuff in Canada is pretty wild.
Which stuff?
All the truckers and
yeah.
Dude, we met when I was in the Dominican Republic. There was a Canadian couple with their friend. They're lawyers from Canada, and they. I didn't know this, but they pay 35% in taxes, but they have United Healthcare.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's catch-22 because I guess they wait longer for stuff, and I don't know. But we also, like, right now we're paying like a shitload of money for dog shit insurance since I started my own thing. It's like,
yeah, Cobra.
Well, we did Cobra for a little bit, and then we switched to like a separate thing. So we did Cobra for a minute, then we did some of the Obamacare stuff, and then we switched to a private thing, and it's like, oh my God. I don't fucking know. It's so stupid. It's like, hey, spend fucking $800 a month, and then if you need to go do anything, all you have to spend is up to $5,000, and then all you have to spend is like, you just have to pay like 20% of anything over that. And you're like, what the fuck am I spending my money on?
And that's the thing. It's like, do you spend $800? Like, I've never gone to, I don't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
My elbow was all real big one time, and I went for that. And then I went because I had chest pains. And that was the last 5 years I've been to the doctor twice for myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much is a doctor visit?
Every time I go to the doctor, I said my elbow hurts, I said my chest hurts, and the guy keeps putting his finger in my butt, and I don't know why.
Dude, I'm not looking forward to that.
Colonoscopy stuff?
No, like the prostate exam and things.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. Oh, all right. I was kind of like equating the two things.
They're two totally different things.
Doctor, I don't think that my last prostate exam was conclusive. I'm going to need you to do another one for me, please.
Yeah,
Matt, this is not the second one. This is the 6th one in 3 weeks.
Well, the other 5 I didn't hear back on, so here are all the emails that we sent you. Multiple emails on each visit.
I'm really fucking stressed at work. I can't come. Doctor, I need you to put your finger in my... Mr. Reed, we can't...
Get security. Sheila, get security. Get him out of here.
There's somebody...
Dude, I think we should just go ahead and make some skits. Podcast skits.
Dude, I was thinking of, like, after watching I Think You Should Leave, I was thinking of some sketches that, like, we could do, and I don't know why, but when Rebecca and I went to, like, a Mellow Mushroom over off Daniels.
Yeah.
And so we parked, like, off to the side so she can breastfeed in the back. That was, like, kind of private. And as I was...
Let me swallow my tea before I spit it all over everything.
As I was, like, looking at where we were parked, it's like... You have the building, you know where, like, Kiki's Cafe is?
Yeah, where the Whole Foods and everything is?
Yeah, it's like a really long building. And then it kind of ends, and then there's just, like, no building there, but the sidewalk keeps going, which is fine because there's parking that goes all the way to the end. But what I thought was funny is, like, that sidewalk goes for, like, 200, 300 feet, and then there's, like, just 2 handicap spots, like, way far off, like in the middle of nowhere, to the point where it's like, what? Like, who's
going to use those?
So I just thought it would be funny to have a skit where you, like, go to open your door on the passenger, and somebody that's like an old person, like, goes, like, pulling and almost, like, hits you with their car, like, I don't know. And then from there somehow the cops get called, and the cop is like, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head. And I don't know. Just something where it escalates really quickly from...
Those are funny. I like real short, quick skits.
Yeah.
Like that. I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson, I think is his name.
Dude, that show is fucking funny.
I know, man. I told you about this first one a while ago.
I didn't believe you.
Dude, when he broke the hinges off the door by trying to open the door the wrong way, I knew right then. I was like, yep, this guy gets me. No, it goes both ways. I was here yesterday. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. They can hit.
What?
When he's got, like, the Johnny Carson impersonator.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy just hit me. Yeah, well, at that low price,
they can hit. You can't hit. Who couldn't hit?
I don't know. The George Bush impersonator or something.
You get out of here. I can't remember who was yelling at. Yeah, all the skits are good.
I think probably my favorite one is the shirts one, where he's laying on the couch talking about how complex the patterns are, and he hasn't eaten in a few days.
He used all of his T&E money.
So yeah, if you're
shirts.
listening and you want a funny show,
Yeah.
I think you should leave. It's fucking great.
Yeah, there's 2 seasons. I think the second season is actually funnier than the first one.
Dude, it is funny. He's really fucking funny.
Yeah. I actually, this is the most inappropriate one, where a coffin flop. I don't know what you want me to tell you. He goes, all we do is film funerals, and he's like, dead bodies breaking out of shit wood.
They called me a piece of shit. They said that to me at a dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, and it just so happens that 20% of all the bodies that fall out of the coffins happen to be naked. I didn't fucking do that. I didn't fucking do shit.
That's good, yeah. Dude, I just discovered that you can make the craziest realistic bird noises. Give us some of those. That's wild.
I think the way that I figured it, well, I've been able to make like weird noises my whole life, but I could
just see why you can do all these impressions. You just go home and you just sit in the mirror and just for hours.
yeah. I don't know. I had a duck at one point.
A pet duck?
Yeah.
Ducks don't make those noises.
They go,
You really had a pet duck?
yeah, I did. But when the ducks are babies, they go,
What? How did you come to have a pet duck?
so I was driving on the road and this guy had these ducks and I killed him and I stole the duck.
Yikes.
No, I'm just kidding. I was driving these girls home with from an Uber, and then
Oh
they
my
went
God.
inside, and I was peeking through their window, and then I saw some ducks outside, and
That's
so
weird,
I had
ducks.
some other plans, but then I was like, I'm going to take this duck home.
So you just found a duck.
No, so me, my brother, and my sister both had the same teacher in 6th grade. Like, as we went up, same guy, and then what he does each year is he gets like these duck eggs, and then you put them in an incubator, kind of teaches the kids like what the process is like, how they hatch. But then at the end of the year, he's got to give them away. So one year he gave it to us, and then we had this duck, and we named him Winston. So he would be like outside, and then at a certain point, my mom got him these duck diapers. So like he had like a little fucking harness with like literal diapers in, so he can come in the house and shit like that. And then he was a cool pet.
I never knew you had a pet duck.
Yeah, he was a cool pet for a while. And then I think what happened is mating season came around and he didn't have a mate, and he went fucking nuts. He would attack us all the time. The only person he was okay with was my mom. So at that point we got him
His mom was your mate. Was his mate.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been. And I think one time I was laying on the floor with a blanket over me, and like he kind of would like come do these things where like he kind of like peck at you and shit like that, and like it was like kind of cute. And so like what I would do is like sometimes like put the blanket over my head and he'd like peck at the blanket and stuff. And then one time I just assumed he was doing that, and I think Greg might have been with me, or somebody else was like, "Yo, no, you gotta get him off there." It's like, what? And I'm pretty sure the duck was like humping my head. So I've been humped by a dog, and I've also apparently been humped by a duck. I was under a blanket, so I don't know.
So what did you guys do? Set him free?
At a certain point, yeah. So we had like a dog house for him outside, and then he would walk around the backyard, but then he would shit everywhere out there. My dad fucking hated this thing. He was like, he wanted to kill this duck. And the duck would shit outside all over the backyard, so he put him on the dock. And then the duck was shitting all over the dock, and he was ready to lose his fucking mind. And like there was a little ramp that the duck could come back up and get off. And one day he just lost it, and he was like, "Fuck you!" Flung the duck in the water, pulled the ramp up, and was like, "Fucking figure it out."
And he just drifted off.
Well, and then so there was from another school year, they gave a few ducks to this other family that lived on the same canal that we were on, a few houses up. And a bunch of those ducks attacked Winston and like fucked him up pretty bad one day. He was like bloody and all this shit.
No.
And so like, you know, we kind of like took care of him, made sure he was okay, and then kind of just put him back out there. And then one day, only one of those ducks came back. I think the other ones got killed, maybe like a raccoon or something like that. And then so they became friends, and
Really?
Yeah, they just like swam around together and all that shit.
Damn.
Yeah, that was cool. Another time I saved a baby duck. That was kind of cool. So there was like a mother and then a bunch of like chicklets or ducklings and whatever they're called. And then one of the ducks like went this other way in the canal, the ducklings, and then the rest were like over here. The mom was like screaming for it, but it couldn't figure out where it was supposed to go. So I jumped on a paddleboard and I got a bucket and like I
scooped it up.
I chased this thing down and I fucking scooped it up, and then like apparently you're not supposed to touch them because apparently if you touch them,
Smells or something.
yeah, then like the mom could reject them or some shit like that. So then I just like picked it up, paddled it over, and then I got like as close as I could and then like kind of poured it out of the bucket, and then it went back and like they finally met up. But it was like a full minute that like they were not like reuniting, and I was like, fucking shit, dude. Like, am I about to watch like a baby duck get like abandoned?
Yeah, then you have to take another baby duck in and raise it.
I don't know if we were interested in doing that.
Another one?
We had a lot of interesting duck-like creatures. Like these geese would always come shit on all over our lawn. So we put out these like geese alarm sounds. Like there's literally a siren that would play like geese warning sounds.
Warning?
Yeah, it was like, no, it would be like literal geese
So you
warning.
said like a ton of animals around just shitting all over your guys' house.
Dude, if you looked at our lawn back then, there was goose shit.
Was this on Long
everywhere.
Island?
This is on Long Island. There was goose shit everywhere. Not saying like, oh, like it's thing of this size is like 5 pieces. A thing of this size had like 300 pieces of goose shit. They would fucking come in flocks, shit all over the lawn, and just like, yeah, and they were dicks too. And so you would play, like my dad got that speaker thing and then it scared him off, and then they get bold, and then when they come back he throw rocks at them, so that way like the fucking danger message sets in, they'd be good for a few more months and then they leave.
Came back.
Yeah. It's like you don't fucking pelt them with the rocks.
Yeah,
if you
just
throw it at
throw
them and they
direction.
scare and then they go away. And then I decapitated like 10 of them. That's it.
Are like ducks and geese
Put
like
their heads on spikes so that way they know.
do not come back here?
This is the siren.
Do you think, are they ducks and geese? Are they like a problem around Long Island? Is this common?
Just
to think?
geese. Geese would shit everywhere. Ducks are fine.
Geese are like an actual problem?
They're not a problem. They were just a problem on our lawn.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. If it's like a local thing, like if you're from a Long Island, people are like, oh yeah, I know about geese.
Like they're I don't know. Most people, if you live kind of near the water or you live near like a park that's near the water, they'll shit all over the place.
Geese. What a strange word.
Yeah. Goose.
Goose.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So like you had that, and then there was also a fucking killer swan that lived on our canal.
Oh, those will tear you up.
Oh, that thing was an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, we like one time I remember I saw a guy flying down the canal on a jet ski. Like it's like you're supposed to go like 5 miles an hour, like no wake zone. Like, wow, look at this fucking asshole. And then all of a sudden, right after, this fucking swan is flying after him. Like they can't fly for very long.
Yeah,
but it was like it was like steady 5 feet off the ground.
Can they fly?
They can't really like they
coast?
can't like fly up in the air, but they can get
Where do they
air
go?
and stay.
I think they have to be able to fly. Where do they go when it gets cold? They fly.
I don't know.
South.
Maybe they could fly, but I know at least they can like low fly. Because I saw this fucking thing flying after this guy. It would like, you'd go out on like a little pedal boat. It would like attack you. It would go after, it would come up to people's boats and start fucking.
What is it, dude, about the pedal boats that those swans are just always near those things?
It's because too many people made the pedal boats with the swan shape, and so they've gotten offended by that.
And now they just think they see a pedal boat and they're like,
said, I'm not a fucking pedal boat.
I'm gonna tear these people up.
Tear you up.
Tear you up.
So, I mean, a girl I know hit it in the head with a wiffle ball bat. I
Are you
somebody
serious?
else I know dropped a plank on its head. A bunch of neighbors were like really seriously considering poisoning this thing because it was like fucking terror. And then
You're being serious.
I'm serious. People hated this thing. This thing was an asshole.
He took a wiffle ball bat to the head.
Yeah, and it was fine. Yeah. So, and then they were considering,
what are they
like,
gonna poison it with?
give it a bunch
A
of
rat
fucking
poison or
pills,
something? Oh.
something. I don't know, but like just like kill it somehow in a way that it just fucking dies and like, oh, it's fucking dead. And so there was kind
It's
of
gotta
like
be illegal to kill
plan.
a swan.
It's definitely illegal to kill a swan, but you know, I guess it was harassing people enough that multiple people were like cool with like conspiring to kill a swan with poison. And then of course like it comes down the fucking canal with like a bunch of little like ducklings, and then everyone was like, all right, well,
yeah,
it's here to stay. We're not gonna kill this thing, and it's got fucking ducklings. So
damn, dude.
Yeah,
I knew they were mean. I didn't know they were.
Well, this was like a particularly
territorial
something.
Hand me the interview deck.
This one was he's a fucking asshole. But yeah, so that's kind of my experience growing up with those.
With the thwans.
With the thwans. What else you got? You want to pull something from that deck?
Yeah, can I mix them up?
Yeah, go ahead and mix
Anything
them
else
up.
you got?
No, dude. Just talking about myself.
Your favorite topic.
My fucking favorite topic.
All right.
What do you got?
No.
Pulling another one?
Yeah.
Pull a card.
Which actor or actress would you play in a documentary?
Maybe it could be Ryan Gosling. Could be...
You kind of look like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. I've been told that. Could be Jake Gyllenhaal. I've gotten before.
Well, I don't think it's asking like
Bale
I don't think
before.
it's asking you what actor you look like.
I've gotten Meryl Streep before.
Barbara Streisand. I think
I could do Barbara Streisand.
I don't think that was the question though.
Yeah.
The question was which actor or actress would you play in a documentary? So I think it was
probably
just
Ryan Gosling, maybe Meryl Streep.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I'll ask you another one.
What in a documentary about who they are?
I think it's just like, all right, there's a documentary. Who would you want to be in the documentary?
But a documentary is like a real movie. Like it's about real things.
Yeah. So like
so you don't really play anything in a documentary.
All right.
Do you see my point?
Shut up. Let's grab another one here.
No.
So some of these are just I
know the answer.
What's the strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road? Well, I know this Uber driver this one time.
Strangest thing I've ever seen in the middle of the road. Wouldn't say this is strange, but one time I think I was on a main highway and I saw like a 1970s style car do like a full fucking spin out, like multiple spins. It somehow stayed in the middle lane and just kept spinning, and it was like the guy was okay, but like he must have like maybe like something fucking threw him off or tire blew out or another car kind of hit him. But I literally watched him like spin like 5 times. That was kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know. What have you seen that's crazy in the middle of the road?
Mothman. Saw Mothman one time. All right, here's one. I'm sorry, I'm searching. What is the one thing you'll be really disappointed if you never get to experience it?
I don't know about this. Like, it would be really cool to play a show at Red Rocks. I don't know why. I've never been to Red Rocks, but something about it makes me seem like it would be very cool to like perform music live at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
You know?
You might be on the right track.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I was working on the music today, so I got that first bounce done.
Dude, which
First master.
sounds fantastic. So,
Thanks.
I don't know if you're trying to be secretive about this.
No.
When are you releasing it?
The 28th.
And it's an all acoustic album.
Yeah,
how many
just
songs?
4
you got?
songs.
4 songs. So it's an EP then?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell
So, I'm putting that out, and then maybe what we'll do at the end, like we'll play it out with that first song that's on it. So I got to go back and kind of like remix some of it, remaster some of it, just kind of get it like a little bit tighter in different spots, but gonna listen through on different speakers, things like that, and then just make sure like there's like little things kind of poke out, like, oh, this shit's a little too loud, or that's too quiet, or like, oh, this is a little harsh. Like these kind of things, like you go through the process of mixing, you try and get it all good, then you like play the whole thing back, like get those things fixed, play it again, get those things fixed.
You get tired of like playing them over and over and over again?
Yeah, kind of, because you do hear the same thing over and over, but I don't know, not totally, because with it too is like you're going into little sections of it where you're kind of getting into the weeds of something, you're changing it up, you're trying to like solve a little bit of a problem. I'm using like a couple of these like hardware pads where it's a couple knobs kind of like this, and then you can turn things up and down, and it kind of tracks it as you're going. So I'm incorporating some of that stuff, getting better at that. And it's cool going in and tweaking these things. It's, I'm getting a little bit more scientific with it. There's a guy on YouTube, I forget what his name, House of Kush, but he's like, go through, when I know that I'm done with the mix, I'll listen, I'll note like a few things that are wrong. As soon as I hit 3 things, shut it off, fix those things, listen back. But he calls it peripheral listening. So like you just kind of want to be like looking around,
doing
thinking
something, listening. Exactly.
And then, oh, this stood out to me. Let me go fix that. Oh, this stood out to me. Let me go fix that. But over time, those things like muddy out. So you got to like fix them, then go back, like bounce down the tracks, kind of like how I have it all in like the 12-minute thing.
Yeah.
Then go back maybe later or the next day, listen and go, oh, this stood out, that stood out. Then take your phone, play it on there. Oh, on a phone, because the speaker's different things poke out. Different things are sharper on a phone. Different things are sharper somewhere else, or the bass is booming on something else. But if you only listen on your phone, where it's going to play a certain frequency, you're not going to hear that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's been cool to like learn all that stuff. And I'm doing 1 day a week is like music.
That's good.
Like
a full 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even if it's only 4 hours, but like a dedicated chunk of like, here's the time that I'm playing music, I'm working on music, I'm figuring out the problems that I have with my music and like getting through it. Mm-hmm. Even if it's 1 day a week, it's helping me actually move forward and stay on track. Like I'm going to release this at the end of the month. This is the furthest along I've gotten in a while. So,
dude, it's good. It sounds good so far. I mean, it sounds like it's professionally already done.
Yeah. So I got to just make it all.
I haven't listened to the entire thing, but I'm assuming the rest of it sounds a lot like.
You haven't listened to the entire thing, and you're commenting on it.
First half.
This sounds like a lot like people that don't like Joe Rogan. So,
I like Joe Rogan. Only somebody that didn't like Joe Rogan would know other people that didn't like Joe Rogan. So,
What?
What?
What else you got?
You want another card?
You want to do one last card?
Let's do one last card.
Let's do one last card.
All right, Chrissy.
Let's see what we got.
Get a good one here. Sorry, guys.
One last card.
Ooh.
Let's hear it.
What antiquated. I'm sorry.
You fucking
What
idiot.
antiquated invention do you still use?
D's nuts.
Good one, Chris.
Thanks. I don't know. I'm fucking done. I don't know. I give up.
Antiquated thing you still use.
What do you use? What's an antiquated thing that you use?
I use a record player still.
Yeah, but that's like you like choose to do that because you're stupid.
Yeah, well, you're more stupid. You
You're really fucking stupid.
I don't know. That's probably like one of the oldest things that I use.
Oh, that I haven't used that typewriter you gave me in a while, but I gotta give you something. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right.
Entertain these people.
Chris, I don't know what to entertain anybody about. Somebody here?
No.
I thought I heard somebody shuffling around out there. Quick intermission. Chris is getting something. Oh, dude, I was going to tell you. Hold on. Oh, well, hold on. Don't come back yet.
Are you keeping them entertained? All right.
All right, Chris is back. What do you have for us, Chris?
So, I got you this gift. It was a birthday gift.
Ooh.
And it's also kind of it's something to get your ass moving on a certain something. So, this is twofold.
Oh, shit.
Little Cheine.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Now I got it. Now I got to make a move.
Yep.
Dude, this is badass. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It's very thoughtful.
Little Cheine on cup.
Pillars of Virtue, Cheine on. Pillars of Virtue is a podcast that I had started and was going to do every week, but fell off after the first week. How many weeks are we into the year?
We're probably like 7.
Oh, good, dude. I only have 7 episodes that I have to catch up on now.
No, we're not 7 weeks. We're this might be the 7th week of the year.
All right, dude. Now I got to do this.
Yeah.
This is cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So,
yeah.
I guess let's wrap this thing up, and then I'll play out with the first song off the EP.
Yeah.
And you got anything else that you want to touch on?
No, man.
All right. No. All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
See you guys next time. Adios.
Listen up, keep your eyes wide focused. Stop shaking your boots, they're not here for you. You can jump and you can shout, but you'll never make out with the money till you know what they're all about. And I said, hey, all of the lies, all the ways we got our fragile sense of life. It only makes time float away. Are you here in the moment, making a movie? You're too scared to dance in your dancing shoes, but you don't play to win, so you're bound